This May, Kingstree, South Carolina becomes a place of remembrance and reflection. Join us for a powerful two-day commemoration marking the 60th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s 1966 call to march on ballot boxes. Together, we honor the past, examine the promise, and shape the future. Friday, May 8th and Saturday, May 9th, 2026. For more information, contact C. Williams Rush at 803-397-1859.
All right, good morning. We're going to start this off with an image that has sparked a lot of outrage on the internet. Um, I haven't seen a lot about it on pages of some of the clergy that I know, some of the local pastors. I haven't seen anything about this. And what you're looking at is the image of a IDF, an Israeli defense fighter or soldier, smashing the face of a sculpture of Jesus Christ. And again, you hear about it on certain sections, but not where you think you would hear. Excuse me, the outrage about this image. And so let's talk a little bit about this right here. Again, we're going to start this morning off with this image right here. That's the defacing of a sculpture of Jesus Christ. Now, regardless of where you stand politically, regardless of where people stand on foreign policy, there are certain images that should make people think, because when war reaches the point when sacred symbols are treated like trophies, jokes, or targets, that's something deeper than politics. That says something about what war does to the human spirit. It strips away restraint. It strips away respect. It strips away reverence. And for those who come from communities where faith still means something, actually means something, where the image of Christ is not just art, but a sacred reminder of the sacrifice, the mercy, the suffering, and the redemption. The kind of defacing, this kind of defacing right here, it hits a little bit different. And this is why we have to be careful about how easily politicians sell war to the public. They tell us, hey, it'll be quick. They tell us it'll be clean. They told us it is necessary. They also telling you right now that peace talks are happening. But sometimes while the cameras are being focused on the word peace, the machinery of war is still being reloaded in the background. And that's why I keep coming back to this question. Are these truly peace talks about ending the war? Or are they just buying more time so countries can reposition their guns, reload their weapons, and prepare for the next phase of this war? Again, that's part of the larger conversation. Because we got problems right here stateside, and I mean, let's bring it to Georgetown, South Carolina. Again, because while we look across the world and talk about war, morality, sacred images being disrespected, we also got our own pain. These kids are in trouble here, right here on the ground in America, Georgetown County, South Carolina, in this case right here. And I'm going to start with this story that deserves seriousness, sensitivity, and the community's attention because apparently they're still looking for more information in this case. And I would encourage anybody with information, please come forward and help authorities um, in this case right here. In this case, I'm talking about a 29-year-old, a Georgetown woman named Deanna Hilliard, has been charged in connection with the death of a child, according to reporting from WPDE and ABC4. Hilliard was charged with unlawful conduct toward a child resulting in death. Reports say on April 15th, and an April 15th incident report stated, wow, that social workers with MUSC requested contact from a Georgetown County Sheriff's Office deputy regarding child abuse case involving a victim connected to a home on High Market Street. Authorities say investigations remain. Authorities say the investigation remains active. And anyone, okay, that's what I was just saying. And anyone with information is urged to call Georgetown County Sheriff's Office at 843-546-5102. And give me a second. I'm going to put that number up on the screen for everybody to be able to get it. Give me a second here. Give me a hot second here. All right, and there it is right there again. Um, this is an open, active investigation, and they are looking for information. So you are urged to contact the Georgetown County Sheriff's Office. Apparently, this baby was taken to MUSC prior to this happening. I'm sure there were other adults around. Um, do the right thing and come forward and turn this whatever information you have over so that this baby can get justice. Okay, because apparently, uh, once MUSC stepped in, that was too late. This young child lost their life. I see people talking about it from a perspective of race. You can do what you want, um, but it's just decency. It's a child. The child lost their lives. Um, I think all children should be protected. I don't think it should come down to because when you start picking and choosing, then we get to the place where images like this, for some people, images like this right here, oh, that's nothing. I spoke with an old man. Well, I was in the earshot of his conversation, and he was talking about, man, I would have bombed Iran years ago. You know what I mean? And here's an old man sitting at a softball game who probably has um, never picked up a gun in defense of anything except to go hunting or something like that. And I doubt very seriously that he would let his granddaughter or grandson or any of those children that he come out there to watch play softball. I doubt very seriously that he would be super excited to send them off to die in a war. But again, um, if it's about I don't care who you are. If you call yourself a Christian or you don't have to be whatever. You just got to be a damn decent, half decent human being to realize that. Look at this image and say, this is wrong. But I digress and I carry on. All right, there's another story in Georgetown County. Just stay over there for today. That is making headlines. And let me see if I can get it up here. But a Georgetown woman is calling for accountability after a neighborhood shot by gunfire during uh, LEO training. All right, and so we'll find out what this story is about. I just came across this when I was looking for headlines this morning, so we are going to watch this story here together as soon as I can get it on the screen for you. And there it is. So let's see what the heck this is all about.
Left shaken by the sound of gunfire that turned out to be a training exercise. Our Sydney Ryan asked multiple agencies why neighbors weren't told the shots weren't a cause for alarm and got a response from the U.S. Army.
We've learned that the gunshots that left Georgetown neighbors uneasy were part of a training between the Georgetown County Sheriff's Office and the U.S. Army. Why neighbors weren't warned about the training is another question.
So I hear the rapid gunfire, and then I hear all these men yelling. And then I hear, ba, 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 ba.
Michelle Kirkland and her family were terrified and had no idea what the shots were for.
Lawsuits incoming.
Kirkland called the police 4 times Tuesday night and eventually learned it was a joint training exercise. She says she doesn't understand why her neighborhood wasn't given a heads up, and that's not her only question.
And why was this approved at 11:30 at night? Could this not have been done during the day?
Wednesday, the city police department said they were not informed of the exercise and responded to it as if it was an emergency. Though we've asked why the police weren't warned, we haven't gotten a clear answer.
I think it's probably a need to know basis. They probably didn't have security clearance or some other fancy term they're going to come up with as to why the neighbors weren't warned.
The sheriff's office told us to direct our questions to the Coast Guard. A Coast Guard spokesperson.
The sheriff's office said, talk to the higher ups.
Told us to direct our questions to the lead agency, U.S. Army Special Operations. Here's what Special Operations told me after another employee initially told me she had no knowledge of Special Operations presence in South Carolina this week.
Typically, it is the communication for like resident warnings is supposed to go from law enforcement agency to law enforcement agency.
I mean, that seems to be common sense. The law enforcement agency that is patrolling said area should be in charge of communicating with the people that they serve on a daily basis. I don't know how. Anyway.
So I have to speculate that everybody thought that the information had been passed to the local police in order to inform residents, and somehow that notification did not occur.
Meaning that assumptions are the mother of all F-ups. And again, from the citizens perspective, what if somebody was in that area just being a regular citizen in that area and got caught up in that situation? I don't know if, and I'm speaking, but I don't know if this was, if that happened in a controlled environment, meaning that the public would not have had access to where the gunfire was going off at. Dot, 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 dot. Here we go.
Brooklyn says she's frustrated that she and her family weren't given a heads up and instead spent the night worrying about their safety.
It would just be really nice to hear from Georgetown Sheriff's Department. We apologize for not having the foresight to.
Oh, that's coming, sweetheart. That's coming. That's coming. I can see them getting the lighting ready right now, getting the lights ready. What time is it? 9. Oh yeah, that should be up in, let's say, within an hour or so.
Let the community know that there's going to be a drill running.
The special ops spokesperson told me one other county participated during this training, but it's unclear at this time which county that was. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. In Georgetown, Sydney Ryan.
I wish there was an easy way to control that stink.
I wish there was too, sweetie. And wow. So, don't know. What are they training for? What do they anticipate, an attack or something? You know what I mean? All I'd say to the people is continue to be vigilant, just like that lady did right there. Continue to ask questions and demand answers, because yeah, that had to be a hell of a given everything's going on, worldwide, what if that was a terrorist attack that took place by their house? And so, they were right to be in fear. Maybe even sat up all night with guns waiting for the hammer to drop. But I don't know. I just know that it wasn't a good look. It's not a good look. So, ma'am, I think your answer will be coming here pretty soon. Sheriff Carter Weaver is pretty good about that. He don't like bad press. He don't like the bad PR. So I think they're going to clean that up. But for them to kick the can down the road and tell you to call the military, that man said exactly what was what. That usually falls to local authorities, not to the United States government to inform the citizens of Georgetown County. And look like it's going to be pretty hot today, so stay hydrated. That's pretty much what I can suggest. And yeah, have a great day.
Get ready, Andrews. The Andrews Heritage Festival is coming October 31st. A day filled with community, culture, and celebration is on the way. Big energy, great people, and unforgettable moments. Save the date now and get ready.